We got to
Just
do.
jump right in.
We got to do Shazam, and then we play the thing. I mean, Black Adam, because that's what Black Adam has to say to transform.
Does he?
No, he says Shazam too.
Action! Welcome back to Coming This Summer. We'll jump right into it. So I know we're DC heavy this week, and we've had our
DC week
jumping the gun after we came back from vacation.
Well, the DCU doesn't get many chances at putting out a movie, so when they eventually do, we have to talk about it in spades. So
because okay, yeah,
this doesn't have really directly Shazam 2 review coming soon. I have seen the movie officially.
It will be out this week. Yeah,
I can
by this
say
weekend. Yeah.
it was a good sequel to the first one, and I didn't really have any. I didn't have any really problems with it. Yeah, I would probably give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so not horrible because it has like good effects and it's funny and whatever, right? But it's a sequel to a superhero movie. So,
well, that leads us into what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just wanted to preface. Yeah.
So, and I know we come off as probably super fans of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, sponsored by Zoa.
Because I have a huge problem, and that's I drink way too many energy drinks.
That's partly to do with our caffeine addiction. Yeah.
But
not my love for The Rock movies, because The Rock makes some garbage movies.
Yeah, he
Rampage,
doesn't make great movies all the time.
San Andreas.
There's been good ones and there's been bad ones.
Or Journey to the Center of the Earth to the Mysterious Island.
Yeah, it's better than the first one though.
Yeah. First one had Brendan Fraser.
It did, but it's still better than the first one.
All right.
That one was rough.
Black Adam.
So that transitions us into what we want to talk about, which is I know we criticize the DC a lot, the way things have been going. The way,
I don't
not DC as in the comic company, but I mean the people running
the
DC.
movies,
the movie company,
studio, more or less
the
Warner
producers,
Brothers,
the executives.
Yeah.
And being that they've already half blown the thing up twice.
More than that.
Right.
Yeah. That's being generous.
And then we had, in October, we had Black Adam come out, and it didn't make as much money as they had hoped, and the budget was about $185 million, and
so
it
they
made just under $400 million worldwide.
So they blew it all up again.
They blew it up again.
Yeah.
Which I think was already in the works, personally.
Yeah.
Unless Black Adam made $1 billion, I don't think it would have mattered.
Shazam 2 looks like it can be in the same universe as Black Adam. Black Adam has this like kind of orange overtone. I don't know if you remember from the trailers at all, but it has this like kind of orange kind of overtones to it, and Shazam has those same like kind of color tones to it, and it's like, oh, it's kind of like when Snyder was in charge, and it was like everything's like kind of desaturated
thing where they're all connected
and they're all kind of look similar. Yeah.
So James Gunn has been, and I don't think it's just our opinion, because the amount of press releases and changes and tweets and things, he hasn't made the best impression with firing everyone and then changing his mind, and then I'm writing this or I'm directing this or I don't know what I got to work on this and this is the order, but I'm not giving you all of this.
I think that's safe to say devoid of opinion. Like,
I really feel like
even if you're the biggest DC
there
fan
are
ever,
some Dans that are probably like, he's great and I can't wait. Yep. And I know that's to be seen yet, but there was already a bunch of crap. And I feel like all of a sudden this week, and we didn't get to this earlier in the week when we did Jumping the Gun.
Yeah.
All of a sudden Variety puts out from anonymous sources article, basically from insider sources.
It's like a smear campaign against The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson, and which the funny thing is, we talked about this 3 or 4 months ago, that The Rock said, I didn't want to do a cameo in Shazam because we want to focus on Superman first. Nobody seemed to care then. I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
No, and I have a thing that I'll get into about my Shazam review that happens at the end, that spoiler that we got. That would be perfect to then have Black Adam come in, because that character is now out. And then who's going to fight him if not that character, but Superman? It's literally they were doing it. And it's like I'm not even like getting upset, because it's like I'm just kind of disappointed. And it's like...
But what's more disappointing...
Rats, jeez.
But what's more disappointing, and I think is a big cop-out, because not only do we own a media company and we've been, other places and been in charge of things, I find it the biggest cop-out and the biggest pansy move of all time, and it's just purely James Gunn trying to divert, and the executives of WB, the reason the DC is bad is because, quote, The Rock kneecapped Black Adam 2 and Shazam and tried to control the DCU.
By trying to control his like portion of the DCU, right? By trying to get his little grubby little
rock fingers,
his little meat hooks,
his little pebble fingers,
into the Shazamiverse.
I have huge problems with this, because you can't, as a executive, as a movie studio, pin the faults of an entire cinematic universe on an actor who didn't want to do a cameo, because here's the thing, he's the actor.
Black Adam didn't, Black Adam. The Rock didn't direct Black Adam.
No.
He was a very big player.
And I know.
And it's like his production studio that like helped make the movie.
And if you want to criticize how much they paid him, how much the budget was, how much all those things, those are all fine. Those are all fair critiques. But you have to remember, The Rock didn't own Warner Brothers or DC. He said demands, and the studio said carte blanche.
Okay.
So you can't.
They gave him to do these things.
They canceled before Black Adam came out. They canceled the Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
They canceled Scoob. They threatened to cancel Aquaman 2.
Blue
they were going to wipe out all of these things and not give a shit. But yet they somehow let The Rock run the whole thing, and he's the reason that things are bad.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the reason it's all blowing up. Not because
they made terrible decisions and let The Rock be in charge. If I offered you full power of any gigantic company and you fucked it up, it's not.
That's my
I
fault.
let you run it.
Yeah.
So, hi, I'm the president. I'm probably should be the one that's in trouble. Not because the guy I put in charge of it fucked up.
Yeah,
I put him in charge.
What's his face? Who was in charge of the
can't
Pomada
remember.
or whatever, right? Yeah, he was like doing all the DC Warner Brothers stuff because he was trying to do everything under Warner Brothers. Now, there's a good thing. We got like
a Marvel
DC
Studios
is its
style.
own thing.
Yeah, DC Studios and everything.
But it's also now James Gunn's DC. And it's like, oh, that would have been cool, but now you put him in and now it's not cool.
And that's why it all leans back to this is a smear campaign to make you forget.
First of all, it's over, right?
Right.
We've now gotten Black Adam. Not going to happen again. Never coming back.
Nope, no more
Black
Shazam.
Adam. Shazam 2 is out, and that's all done.
It flopped.
Now we just got to hold out till Flash, right? Or I guess Aquaman's after that.
Too, and Blue Beetle.
So theoretically, we have to hold out till Flash because they could say Aquaman and Blue Beetle are before that, which is fine. But then I don't know why you wouldn't put Flash out before Blue Beetle.
See, we're gonna get. But this is why
we do this every time we talk about James Gunn, DC.
The Rock not wanting to do a cameo in Shazam or having Shazam and Black Adam
has
Shazam
nothing
flopped.
to do with anything. It has nothing to do with
Black
the box
Adam
office
underwhelmed.
performance. Yeah.
And if you think putting either one of those characters in either one of those movies would have drastically changed the box office,
nobody
you're wrong.
Went to go see Black Adam because
hoping that Shazam was at the end
because
credits.
Superman was in the end credits even.
Right.
Nobody went to go see Shazam because they showed Wonder Woman in the trailer.
What's the bigger get though? At that point, when Black Adam came out, Shazam or Henry Cavill Superman? People were fucking pumped for it, and that couldn't save the movie.
And Zachary Levi just did his controversial COVID
anti-vax
shit. Say what you want about that, but you can't do that as a public figure. You can't take either side.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, you can't. You
feel
don't
how
want
you wanna
to.
feel, but
not right as your movie is coming out. Yeah. Oh my God.
So that's like the reason these movies aren't doing well is because they decided and then announced that they mean nothing, but we're going to release them anyway, but they go nowhere. Yeah. That's why, and you cannot blame The Rock for not wanting to do a cameo or having Zachary Levi in his movie as the reason these movies are failing.
No.
The reason they're failing is because in October, James Gunn said, we're blowing it all up and none of this shit counts and nothing matters.
Literally.
That's why.
That's like a quote. Not word for word, but that's pretty much a quote.
The rest
like,
of this is...
Yeah, Shazam won't have any implications on the other DC stuff, so don't worry about it, guys.
That's why.
But you should have said that now after the
Shazam.
Movie came out, right? Because you kneecapped it.
Exactly.
That's like the definition of kneecapping
That's what I'm
something.
Saying.
How are you projecting so hard onto somebody else of the thing that you did? If you didn't release your DC slate that like specifically was like, yeah, we got Superman coming out, not Shazam. We got Batman coming out, not Black Adam. We got Blue Beetle coming out, not Shazam. We got Supergirl coming out, not Black Adam.
By the way, a lot of those are probably not going to count either.
Probably not going to count either. And definitely not going to have Shazam or Black Adam in Gods and Monsters Chapter 1.
Which, by the way, we've cut out Henry Cavill, The Rock, and Wonder Woman.
And Gal Gadot.
Out of the Flashpoint movie.
So pretty much you guys don't need to go see Black Adam and Shazam 2.
Who kneecapped what?
How could The Rock? How could he not do
him.
the Shazam cameo and kneecap?
Because
you're right. If he did the Shazam cameo,
mattered.
what the fuck does it matter?
Okay, so let's just say Zachary Levi's at the end of Black Adam with Henry Cavill, and they're both floating next to each other, and they both come down and go,
we should fight. Yeah, we should do some good together.
Right. But like, say they do the same line where like you said, like Henry Cavill's like,
I think it's got something to do with Superman.
Well, like even if they're like, we're watching you, don't over whatever, right? And it's both of them. And then The Rock is at the end of the Shazam movie. Do you think but they still announced they're blowing it all up. These movies wouldn't have made any more money.
No.
It wouldn't
because
have mattered.
It still wouldn't have mattered.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No, because it's not going anywhere. If you aren't doing the Black Adam versus Shazam and Superman movie, then it doesn't matter that The Rock isn't in Shazam
You could have
too.
a cameo from everyone. Austin Powers could have fucking shown up.
It actually
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I'm like, you can't put out a hit piece in Variety hinging all of the DC's problems on one guy who is overzealous.
I kind of hope Flash ends and it's like every hero they have just in costume in a lineup shot like we did it, guys. Just even though they didn't even come close.
Do nothing.
Yeah. Oh my God, man!
And I'm frustrated because
a Superman Shazam versus Black Adam fucking movie would be awesome.
And if you're in charge, if me and you are running Warner Brothers in DC, and The Rock goes, I'm not doing that. I go, okay, well we just canceled those movies.
Doing that unless this,
right? So we're not doing that then. Then you can then we'll cancel the movie, and then he'd be like, I'll call your bluff. Like, cool, we just did a $200 million write-off on 2 other movies.
Yeah.
Bye. We're blowing the universe up anyway. So see you. Again, you can't. It's not The Rock. It's not anybody's fault but the executive producers and the people running these movie studios. And I'm sorry. You give the people the power.
Yeah, don't blame The Rock because The Rock has wanted to make a Black Adam movie for 15 years.
And like I said,
so
you want to talk. The movie made just under $400 million worldwide. I mean, it's like 390 something, right?
Yeah.
On a budget of 185.
That's pretty good.
It's not quite. It's like just a money loser.
That's pretty good though. For a fucking Black Adam.
$125 million.
Yeah.
The movie's not going to break 150 worldwide when this thing is done.
No.
What's a flop there?
Yeah. What the flop, indeed. What the flop.
So say what you want about The Rock, but The Rock brought in almost $400 million based on his name on a character that no one outside of some comic book nerds like us have even heard of.
Because he's The Rock. Yeah. And people were like, fucking Pierce Brosnan's in this movie?
Right.
Fucking A, dude. Like, I got to go see this movie, Yeah.
I can't get over the fact. It's like, okay, I'll give you a sports analogy. If you were the coach and you draft a quarterback and then you put all the chips and you sign him to a $100 million contract and he goes out and he throws 100 interceptions a season, but whose fault? But you don't bench him and you just keep playing him. You're going to go, well, guys, we would have won if I would have just put a different quarterback in there.
Right,
but you didn't. But you didn't. You let that guy be in charge. He tanked the season, and now you're like, well, it's all his fault. I need more chances. Let me redo it again with different players. No.
Yeah. No. You've done that. It's happened 7 times. Why does James Gunn think he can do it better? Just because he's like, I made a graphic for all my titles that are coming out. Mic drop.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's like, what?
And I hate that it comes back to Marvel, but Eternals, $150 million budget, disappointed. They're going to make a second one with a scaled-down budget.
Yeah.
And less people because they're like, well, it still made a little...
The second one might be way better than the first one.
They didn't say, you know what? You know whose fault it was?
I guess people don't like Eternals.
It was Kit Harington's fault. And if we wouldn't have let him hamstring the movie, this
Richard
thing would have been...
Those 2 most beloved characters from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's their fault.
They killed our movie. Yeah. Shut the F up. Shut up.
You casted him. You chose to use his production company. You chose to use him to produce your movie, which probably at the end saved money because there was Zoicans and food and shit with the Black Adam. He's on his own thing.
We literally said this, like, you can't lose with a Rock movie because he's his own marketing team. He's his own fucking actor. He's his own production company. Like, he's got all this shit. And you still blame him for kneecapping your thing when James Gunn is the one who kneecapped it?
Who approved the $185 million budget? Because I know The Rock didn't approve the budget.
No, he was probably like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I'll take the $20 million.
Yeah.
How about Shazam was $60 million cheaper? You could have made Black Adam for $125 million and told The Rock, sorry, we'll do that in the sequel, and this one proves that it can make. Because $400 million on a $125 million budget is a sequel. You're getting a sequel. You're guaranteed to get a sequel. But no, they blew the budget out, and now they're blaming someone else. I hate people who no self-responsibility. Like, it's your guys' fault.
Yeah, what kneecapped Shazam? How about
Shazam.
How about nothing coming out after Shazam that has anything to do with Shazam?
And then they doubled down and then showed everybody the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman in the trailer.
In the trailer.
They go see it, even though
in the trailer.
Nowhere.
That is, by the way, the end of the goddamn movie.
Yeah,
it's the last shot.
Kneecaps your universe.
Yeah.
Firing Henry Cavill after you announce he's coming back, that
He was back after
kneecaps.
he did come back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That kneecaps your universe.
Yeah. Wonder Woman's gone after she's in Shazam. Are you kidding
Causing
me?
the director to leave and the actress to leave, that kneecaps your universe.
Hey, Ben Affleck's gone, but he's in Flash
Releasing-
and Aquaman 2?
Releasing a statement to say Ben Affleck couldn't, I think his quote, couldn't be more on board, and we look forward to him directing at least one project, and then he's like,
Hold the fuck
what?
on. Yeah.
That kneecaps your universe. But blaming someone that put their heart and soul in 20 years of development and
Why do you think he announced Creature Commandos, Authority, and like Swamp Thing? Because he can't use Supergirl or Superman, Wonder Woman, Black Adam, or Shazam
he
anymore.
fucked it up.
Because he just fucked it. Because he can't. Because he'd
and
have to
now he's
recast.
gonna have to deal with the stank he put on his own shit.
Can you imagine we're living in a world where there might be two actors who have played Shazam in two different fucking movies
Within 5 years.
Within 5 years, probably, of each other. Like
Less probably.
Probably. Yeah. Literally. I thought we had to worry about that with Spider-Man only. I didn't think I had to worry about that with Batman.
No, and that's why
and Superman.
they bent over back. That's another example. You've got two completely rival studios bending over backwards to not have to reboot Spider-Man again because they know how fucked up that gets.
Yeah. And they're like, we're going to reboot
Hundreds
it
of
all.
millions of dollars worth of deals.
Imagine. Flash comes out 21. They reboot everything. Black Adam and Shazam 2 are in the new universe, and we're fucking off to the races.
Yeah. And if they're disappointing again,
and that's what it was supposed to be.
trim the budget down.
And trim the budget.
That's it.
Yeah. Maybe don't have 5 Shazams in your movie. Maybe have like, 3 of them are Shazam in this one. You know? Maybe some of them in between were like, I'm too lazy to have powers. Get them away from me.
Maybe
you
stick
know?
Shazam
Nope,
in
they're all
another
Shazams.
movie besides just
Yeah.
Shazam.
And none of them want to be Shazam except for Shazam.
For
Literally, that's it.
And if for being interconnected, they don't ever show you any interconnection. Say what you want about Marvel, but in the shows or the line
we put
dropped
Wonder
here,
Woman in it. And Shazam is in a therapy session and says like, well, Flash is in a red suit too, but I'm fast, but he's just faster. And Aquaman's just so cool. And no, guys, you can't do that. You can't do that because Marvel barely does that. When does Marvel does the thing where it's like Ant-Man passes the kid who's got the Ant-Man backpack on. And he's like, yeah. You know
right,
what I mean?
Ant-Man.
Yeah, but then the old
Or
guy's like,
the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Ha, 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 ha.
nobody's like, well, Ant-Man could beat Captain America in a fight
Well, that's the other
because
difference, too.
like they put those scenes in. That's Warner Brothers because they think they're meta, but they're not.
Well, you also have to have the superheroes that aren't A-list. You do have to keep mentioning them.
Yeah.
Because they're not Superman or Batman.
No.
So people aren't going to be like, what's Shazam up to?
Yeah.
You got to remind
Right.
people that, oh, yeah,
Right.
that's right. We had
Yeah.
that pretty semi-successful Shazam movie, so there's another one coming out, so maybe we stick him in a couple other DC projects.
Maybe you stick
Maybe
him
he
in
should
something
have showed
else
up in Peacemaker.
and anything else. Maybe. Fucking weird, right? No.
But no, James Gunn didn't make the first
because they're
one,
not
though.
recruiting him for the Justice League. They're recruiting him for the JSA, and it's the Justice League that shows up at the end of Peacemaker.
No, but please tell me how Dwayne Johnson kneecapped the DC.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
He had demands. Then you tell him no.
Then tell him no, guys.
And then he walks and he brings someone else in. And you're going to blow it up anyway, then who fucking cares? But no, we got a 9-page hit piece across Reddit and all of social media talking about how he's the worst person in the world.
Yeah, and kneecapped the franchise. No, guys.
He has stipulations of contract where he has
James
to win
Gunn
every
kneecapped the
fight.
franchise. Say what you want, but that's what happened. He goes,
Hey.
I'm rebooting everything, and this literally
Doesn't
10-year
count.
slate doesn't feature Black Adam or Shazam. So people, why would they go like, okay, ready? This is Marvel announces, we're wrapping up here, but Marvel announces Phase 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, man, we got so much hype for fucking mutants, right? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Well, they're going to like show up
Well, we
in
just showed him in
things.
Phase 5. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Fantastic Four aren't in it.
We're going to blow that. We didn't like where that was
Yeah.
going, so we're just going to pretend it didn't
They all
happen.
died. Yeah, they're all dead. Yeah, we're going to pretend it didn't happen.
That's what they're doing.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
But it straight up did happen.
But we just watched it.
But I watched it.
Yeah, but we didn't like the actor.
Okay.
So,
And we also
you know what
still
Marvel
have,
did when they didn't like Edward Norton? They recast fucking
recasted
Mark
him.
Ruffalo.
But it kept the universe.
Weird.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Warner Brothers changes the whole universe around the person. Marvel changes the person around the universe, which seems like the easier step.
Right, just recast the
Right,
person.
right.
Because we're humans and we
Right.
understand, like, oh, you know what? They must have got into it. There must have been creative differences or money differences. So they said, it's a comic book movie.
Yeah.
We can make up any excuse we
I
want why they
guarantee
look
you,
different.
If Anthony Mackie comes out and like fucks up You know what I mean?
Says some really
Like,
terrible shit. Or
hardcore
they would
fucks up.
replace him immediately.
They'd recast him immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, they would recast him immediately.
Without batting an eye.
No.
And they would write it into the story.
Michael B. Jordan's Captain America now.
They just write it in the
fuck
story.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
There's something happening.
Whatever.
Now he looks different.
Right.
Because
See,
they're comic
it's not
book
a problem.
movies. It's
It's
not
a
hard.
problem. Yeah, no, it's not a
This
problem.
isn't a
guys.
drama based on a real event that happened and we can't alter anything because it's real.
Yeah.
No.
No. Warner Brothers is changing their universe every time they have to recast a character. And that's
Yeah.
not what you
That's
should be
what
doing.
the hell?
That doesn't make any
None.
sense. Because now you're just creating more universes. But you're not, because now you're
Outworlds.
establishing that Elseworlds. Now you're establishing.
Same thing. I got Mortal Kombat. It's confused. My
Outworld.
bad. My bad. It's another Warner Brothers property they
We're
shit
still, 'cause
on.
We're still establishing that multiverse people are the same actors in the DCU. So now you can't say that
Yeah.
like Christian
Oops.
Bale's a different universe Batman. But they are because Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are both in this fucking movie
Flash
as
is
Bruce
the
Wayne.
same.
But the Flash is the same.
And General Zod's the same.
I heard all over, and I can't explain
and
it.
Amanda Waller's the same.
And Amanda Waller's
And
the same.
Peacemaker's gonna be the
Supergirl's
same.
different.
But hey, guys, Dwayne Johnson kneecapped your DCEU.
Yeah, it's The Rock's fault. God, I need a Zoa.